guys, to everyone, it's Ada from Poison Rock. But today I have the honor finally to have with me, because it's just me.
Yeah.
I should say Second Circle or Darksider or CGK. What should I say?
Second
Second
circle's
circle,
fine,
yeah, for this one.
Second Circle, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So let's say like that. Of course, first of all, how are you guys?
good.
Yeah, we're really good. We've been very busy with a lot of music, but we're doing really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, your music, like I said, you think you know. I shared every song of the first album.
Thank you
my
so
God.
much.
I
Thank you so
just,
much.
no, that fucking app a lot. It's a fucking danceable. We are gonna to dig about that because we're
Okay.
gonna talk about the upcoming release of Horror Shock. I listened that in the gym,
Yeah.
and that was freaking good. Thank you. You helped me to myself to workout session today. Even if I have to stop to hear, wait, what is that? This is spooky. This is different. Also, like with one way, it's like, what the fuck is that? So
I'm glad you liked it, man.
Yeah, of course. For people that, of course, they always are like surrounding metal scene, rock scene. This is a little bit different, but being as well rock or whatever myself, I found completely drawn by your music because I can hear there's something, some influencing, some vibes that belongs to, I can say, all the influences, all the scene around it, because it's not only for like techno, acid, techno, whatever lover people, it's for everyone, literally.
Yeah, and we're both huge metal guys also.
Totally.
We grew up listening to that before.
That's why I wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
Your
metal and rock, most definitely. Like, especially for me, like it was like the first thing, like that I was ever really into and still doing it. So like I can see why there's like why you'd get that. We're influenced by a lot of like just alternative music, whether it's industrial or like industrial metal, regular metal, black metal, just all kinds of stuff. Anything esoteric and spooky as well.
Yeah, and of course this is not a common thing to find in the techno, let's say techno electronic field, maybe electronic somewhere, but in the field of techno music, it's not easy to find kind of esoteric influences as well.
That's fair.
So
that's something that I most definitely noticed, like when I was seeing this kind of, I guess, wave of like what people are calling new techno or whatever. That there was like room for that kind of thing. And anything that I do, I mean, that's just what I'm like into. And I know that we're into that kind of like Crawley and a lot of that kind of stuff. So
H.P. Lovecraft, Aleister Crowley, weird stuff, We've always been fans of that kind of
always.
Yeah, see, there you go. Exactly. Yeah, see, he's got some too. Yeah. So we try to blend a lot of that in. And then we've been into like hard dance, hard style scene since like 2002. For a long time. So we try to kind of like blend everything we've always wanted to do, like old school and new school, and kind of put our own touch on techno stuff,
Yeah, and it was really cool too for us, I think, because it's like allows us to be a little more outside the box. Instead of like our CGK and Darksiders projects are a little like, I wouldn't say that we're like stuck in a box, but there's most definitely like, I guess, a format to fit within those kind of stuff. Like key wise and stuff.
We have more freedom with this, so it's fun.
Yeah, because you guys came from, you have two different, like let's say musical projects, so your own solo project. And of course, how do you come up like doing Second Circle? And of course, Erotica, which is a label. It's important to say that. So you bought in there. So let's catch up on that.
Yeah, so Second Circle, he kind of was coming up with the concept of like the second circle of hell.
Yeah, I was basically so
the lust and sexual stuff,
I was gonna use it for a theme for like a Darksiders song or maybe an album at one point. I was reading about like Benjamin Franklin and how kind of he was like this crazy like pervert dude,
Go to a lot of sex parties.
So he was like he was just like super promiscuous, and then he would go hang out with like the Hellfire Club, and then I think there was like a second like there was like a sect within that, like something of the second circle order of the second circle, and I always kind of just liked the theme of like what the second circle of hell is like, and I kind of wanted, like, in my brain I was just seeing like what would the second circle be of hell if it was like some super sick like goth industrial fetish club or something, and that's kind of like where my brain took that thematically.
Yeah, you should open a venue like that, like do like
we've talked about that for sure. Yeah, it was funny because around the time he was coming up with this is when I wrote that track Closer. We hadn't like finished it, but it was just an idea. And so Closer was the first track, and we felt like the lyrics really kind of spoke with that idea. And so then I started sketching up the logo, and they started building branding and more concepts. And then we're just like, let's make an album, like really do something special with this.
Yeah,
and then
definitely.
Audio Erotica was kind of
it was like a product of that and everything. It's like an amalgamation of like everything happening at once.
We've always just wanted to do our own stuff and not have any rules. We've been doing it a long time. And Audio Erotica was kind of like our freedom there also on a label respect, where we can do whatever we want musically and bring in people that we think are good that maybe other people don't want to.
Yeah, it's more of like a taste thing than a genre thing, which was like fun, you know, to kind of like the Audio Erotica sound isn't like gridlocked to one BPM, one genre entirely. Like we're even throwing out like, you know, metal crossover stuff now, and you know, just being experimental with it, you know.
And of course, Audio Erotica just is not only taking care of Second Circle. There are, I think, other artists in the roster.
It takes care of our Darksiderz, CGK. We have Creation, our buddy Big Chocolate.
Yeah, so the like the main four people that are constantly releasing are CGK, Darksiderz, Creation, and Big Chocolate. But we also have Second Circle in there.
Yeah,
and then we have a lot of outlying artists that come in and help out with us. You know, but he has like a metal side project that he's been working on with this guy, Big Chocolate.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. It's like
he has a band called Disfiguring the Goddess that's crazy metal stuff that he does.
Okay.
So they're working on a side thing together, doing a lot of guitars and vocals and stuff.
Yeah, it's like
we'll have to send that to you.
I'll send it. We'll send it to you.
Sure, of course.
Yeah, it's like Cradle of Filth meets Typo meets Danzig meets something.
It's dope.
It's something. It's something that it's something. But like, I mean, you're already with all the roster of Audio Erotica. You could literally do the Second Circle Fest, something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, totally.
They're gonna be fucking sick.
We've had some thoughts about things like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's of course following you and seeing as well, like some small clip of your live shows, which are sick and insane. Of course, I can't imagine by myself, because here, if you would think of the techno scene in Sicily and in Italy, well, let's forget it. It's something different. Yeah, let's maybe dance it to the beach some 90s. That's 90s dance. That's it. Okay. Which is cool. You know, remember Bob Sinclair? That's it.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah. It's just fucking dumb shit house.
Okay.
Bring someone here, I don't know, just could be cool at the beach. There's already hell, more than whatever Fahrenheit. So you already have the fire. So you can do the Second Circle for sure.
Yeah, might as well, right?
But of course, like what I wanted to ask you, like I was speaking about the live show. You're really as well, because it's not easy, because of course we deal all the time with metal festival, rock festival. When someone just plays something like for, I don't know, 45 minutes, 1 hour, and they just go away.
Yeah.
You're there for days.
Yeah.
So how did you do that? I mean, as mainly just explain it to the people that are like in a different genre whatsoever. They have no idea. How is it to have live shows of Second Circle, Darksiderz, CGK?
Yeah, I mean, usually our stuff is tailored to an hour or 2 hours. Yeah, so we spend a lot of time, like we kind of don't like to program and like pre-plan things too much. We like to kind of play on the fly. So we'll play our catalog, our music, but we just don't have a set order, and we just kind of feel the audience and play off that. And we have a really good visual team that created a lot of custom visuals and stuff for all of our projects.
Yeah.
So those are always a huge help. They make it look really cool and kind of make it a unique experience. We both do a lot of microphone work. That's kind of a big thing in the DJ scene right now.
Yeah.
Make some noise, you know.
Yeah. That helps, like being in bands in the past.
Yeah.
For, like to be able to have like a frontman energy and stuff like that.
Yeah, the confidence thing is easy because we've done that for a long time. Those kinds of things. So
that's what I think make a difference, because
and then like. And then we like, you know, like the show itself is like a little different too, because we like, at least with the Second Circle stuff, I feel like we really kind of want to like veer away from what everybody's doing, like in a cheesy kind of way, or being too copycat, and then kind of being more realist, but like kind of like the Second Circle occult esoteric mindset, you know, like the themes are very like deep, layered within layers.
Like, the visuals, we want them to be spooky and that kind of feeling, you know.
Yeah, engaging.
A lot of old free use horror films now that are legal to use. We've been splicing those kinds of like old Frankenstein and old Dracula, just cutting them in because they just fit well with the music that we're already making. And honestly, like when we made this EP, we watched a lot of horror movies in the background while we were working on it.
Yeah.
Okay, so
and that's kind of what influenced the sound.
Yeah, we had like Haxan on. Like we would do parts of the song and then go to Haxan. And then,
we just watch like a trailer for a horror movie while we're listening to the song and see if it feels cool or
and see if it fits the feel. But that's kind of like, you know, what you're saying is like the vibe was tailored to like we were engaged in something like that while we were doing it, you know.
So we try and bring that to the show, you know.
Exactly. Like the first album, like I said, it's just Second Circle as well. It's been amazing. And
thank you.
All the song really, I think that meant something different because you can hear it from the sound, you can hear it from even the title, and you did an amazing job with the visual on the social media. That as well helped a lot. And between all, because of course we want to focus more on the second, so the upcoming one. So if we want to do like a general, like say view on the first album, like as a vibe and as a sound as well, because the sound is something that is different from the rock sound. So what about the sound?
So that album, we wanted to do like everything we like about hard dance and techno since forever, since like 2000 to now. And so we decided to start at 128, the slowest we could go, and then build up to 155, just to make each track a little faster and a little different, and kind of like showcase everything we've liked that we never really can put into our hardstyle acts.
Yeah.
Because they're so strict on format. We were allowed to just kind of make something that maybe sounds like a little older or something that's slower, but what we would usually do for hardstyle, but it's much slower, and try and do those kinds of things. You know?
Like a little bit of a grittier kind of sound. Like we kind of made more of a journey. I feel like what we wanted to.
It's a journey.
We kind of like, it was like, if we never made anything else, we wanted that to stand for like the next 20 years. You could go back and it's like really good representation of us, you know,
as a whole, like everything that we're interested
anything we could do that we would want to, basically.
Because as well, like, I mean, you know the song, I think, of course, I don't want to say there's like one favorite, but if we would like, because for me, as I went, was like literally going to the first to the last. Without stopping it. But if we want to just say to someone, maybe there is more close, let's say, to the metal rock scene, to start from the first album, which one you would like to suggest?
Shake That, or
I think like Shake That Ass.
That's fucking cool.
Sex Magic. I think just like in theme alone, Sex Magic would be one that's like, and it's also a little more like dancey, trancey, maybe less abrasive. But or All In's got like a good...
All In ended up being the most popular for us, and it became a joke for us, honestly, where we would, I don't know, it's kind of a
not
stupid
like the
thing.
joke is like the song, but
but just the catchphrase All In. We started
in.
With our team, because the visual guy that did all the videos for us, he's JG Content, he does great work, and then all the graphics and artwork stuff, logos, finished stuff comes from our buddy Fadewood, who does great stuff also. But it became a joke with the four of us to just say like All In right before a show, like All In, and like do like a little hands on hands crab and like All In.
Before. And, just anything we're doing, like we're like, should we do it? Just without being like, fuck it, we're just like All In. It just became
it's All In.
Everything's All In.
Already became a way of saying, and of course, matter of fact, in the screenshot that I took, All In, it's in green. What the fuck? That's probably everywhere. There's probably somewhere. But for me, my favorite has always been the Kimbalion. It's amazing. Kimbalion. My God, that's the work, the voice, the sound. That's something that takes you in another dimension, I think.
Thank you. That's a big track for him.
That was one that was like obviously like my interest in like extra esoteric stuff, and like reading the Kybalion and like Second Circle and the whole audio erotica stuff, and everything is really like themed based off of a lot of that ideology. So that one for me was cool, crazy vocally. And then it ended up being like a lot of people really like attached themselves to it. Like our one of our teammates, Fadewood, like out the gate, he was just like, "This is my shit,"
This is the best track. We were debating forever, like, which track we think is the best track on the album, you know, which one is the favorite, because that's always conversation, you know.
Yeah, of course.
And his was always Kybalion, and for a while it wasn't doing that well, but then it just started like really getting popular. We had a DJ in Japan, Chika, who really liked playing that track, and it just kind of like helped push the whole thing. So this track's getting really popular. We had a lot of fun with it. We tried to do some weird stuff.
Yeah, here too, I'm playing in my kitchen sometimes in the night, so there is a little bit of movement between me and the car. There's
That's cool though.
But what I was noticing with the new EP that is going out the day after tomorrow, the 21st. So is the summer solstice, full moon. You guys pick everything esoteric, everything like there. The night of the full moon, the new EP is out.
Yeah, I didn't even know it was gonna be a full moon. That's perfect.
I did.
He did. I didn't fucking know.
I like track that shit.
Yeah. Of course.
He's a lot of the world building, and I'm a lot of the sound designing. So it's like he knows about that shit way more than I do.
That's why you match good.
Yeah.
And in this horror shock, because I was reading the title of the track, of course, listening as well. This looks more like less esoteric and more like you were saying, more horror-ish kind of like storytelling. Even when it talks about creatures, it's like the opening of a movie. Like, you know, like I had this idea of my mind, like I don't know, cemetery, the classical thing that's classical old movies, something like that. And then so how did you get this idea? Because you can continue with the esoteric one and just go going.
Yeah.
I think personally it was kind of just when we were making it, because we had finished.
It was in the fall.
Yeah, you know? We were like making it right around Halloween, like where everybody was, decorations were everywhere. You know, it was like it was literally right in that season, because we had just done all of the first album stuff and we were kind of chilling. And we kind of just started rolling right into, you know, working on this one.
Yeah, we were messing around because we are like, let's do another album, and just like we're in a good flow. Like, let's just start some ideas.
Yeah.
And then we didn't have much time. Our solo projects got really busy again, and so we didn't really get to do much with them after. And so when we went back and looked at it, it's just so much of it's just Halloween focused, kind of spooky focused. And we're like, I don't want to put like another 4 or 5 tracks that don't feel like that on there and make an album that feels like 2 things. So like, let's just take it and do an EP that's like this creepy standalone thing, you know? And so that's where the horror movies and all that stuff, because we were just in that season, watching a lot of horror films, and Halloween was going when we were kind of working on them, you know? Yeah,
and that's where like the Dracula quote and like, you know, just the Vincent Price stuff in general comes from. Like, I'm just a big fan of classic horror.
And old black and white
stuff in general. So like those kind of popped out to me, and I've always kind of wanted to do something with that Dracula Creatures of Night vocal. Like that's always been on my brain forever. And it just felt right to do it with this. And then
and we just wanted to make this one a little bit more aggressive than the album, because after doing the album, we're like, all right, let's try something a little like everything is a little harder, you know? Trying to like in between like our solo projects and Second Circle somewhere, you know, where it's really hard, but it's hard style hard. So it's just a little in between different again, you know? So
I guess as well here the sound change, it became a bit more faster and tougher.
Yeah, we don't like to do the same thing over and over again. So we're like, let's try and do something a little bit unique also with this, you know?
And like Second Circle for us has always been like a playground, at least like speaking for myself, of like a space to where we get to just kind of flow. It's like completely flow state. It's like there's no real like this is the exact rule we have to have. We're just kind of like, this is cool, let's just do it, you know?
Yeah, we don't want to put any kind of like BPM restrictions or style restrictions outside of like the sound that you've already been hearing.
Yeah, of course.
But we're totally not against like after this one maybe doing a slower one or doing one that's maybe even a little faster, but the theme will always have the esoteric vibe and always have like the horror vibe is kind of the thing we've been pushing. So after this one and the album, we're like, let's kind of just keep those as a focus where we're our brainstorming and ideas will come from that and our moods, you know?
So I said that the common ground is always like the esoteric field.
Esoteric, creepy maybe.
Creepy,
alternative, dark.
A lot of acid synths and
because
big
I
breakdowns.
have some goth vibes as well in the music.
We're both huge fans of like industrial goth.
I
noticed that So, so in this new, I mean, I can become that, like, I can do a review about this new EP. So in other that there's more goth, let's say, that in the first one, in Second Circle.
Yeah.
Second Circle is kind of like opening for, it's like embracing all
Yeah.
in, all in again here. See, come
All
away.
in.
Yeah.
This
No,
one
exactly.
This one is more specific. It's towards
Yes.
something, which is horrors, let's say, horror spooky themes, and goth
Mhm.
as well, which you don't see. You did something, I think, unique, because mentioned, I don't think if we try to think up to one techno, dance, whatever, whatsoever, that did an horror spooky EP album. There's
Yeah, I
not,
don't know anything like that. Like,
can't.
we were talking about that, how maybe you'll find
Yeah.
like a song or something, but no one's really done like a complete thing. Like sometimes you see these
Yeah.
horror packages like this in dubstep as artists and stuff, but never really in this side of the music field. So
no, not like
you're
this.
like, let's do it, you know, let's try and do this. So
It's like you could use your own song to put it as a soundtrack of a movie, for example.
Yeah.
yeah.
That
We
could
thought
be-
about doing that with some of these, and because the
Okay.
moves are so strong, stripping away all the beats and just taking like the feeling of each track
Yeah.
and maybe releasing like instrumentals of things like that too. So we might do that in some point in the future.
And there is a particular movie that both of you would like to be like, for example, just thinking about, to see your music featuring like as a completely like a whole Second Circle soundtrack in a movie. So not the musician, that's just both of you.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I don't even. No, I love movies so much, so it's like that's like a hard one, you know. Like I think there's too many good movies. I think it would be cool though to do like a rendition. I know a lot of people do. They do like Nosferatu, like rescoring or something like that.
Yeah,
Something
they're doing it again. Yeah.
Haxan, maybe just. I honestly just feel like the whole like it over that movie Haxan would be, because that's what we watched it a lot.
We've been watching a lot of the Interview with the Vampire stuff lately too.
Yeah. Interview with the Vampire.
They have the new show going, and that's kind of been like a side thing for us also. That would be cool to have some of that in there, maybe.
Yeah,
in the new it's a TV series, right?
It's like a TV series, yeah, or Blade.
I didn't watch it. How it is? Because I was into the movie.
I love it.
It's actually really good if you've never seen it.
I'm like a huge obsessive Anne Rice fan. Like I've
read
me too. All the books and everything. So it's cool to see them get a lot of the stuff right that they didn't do beforehand. Like like they changed a little bits of the time frame of whatever. Okay. But like Lestats maker, they talk about like they don't get shit mixed up. So like it's great.
They have more time, you know. It's not like an hour and a half. They have like hours.
And it's already in the second season, like into.
I saw that because
if you're a fan, definitely check it out.
Yeah,
love it.
Both with interview with Vampire and Queen of the Damned, that was by the way amazing. Poor woman, she was amazing. But they were doing an amazing job with that movie. But it was all messed up.
Yeah. They messed up the entire story.
Yeah, they changed everything around, man.
I just look at that as its own thing. It's just like it's got cool music. It's a cool movie.
It's like a remix or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Like something famous, what's almost famous rock star version wannabe. Yeah.
But I was an impressionable teen. It was tight.
Yeah, but it's just out of the rock star. Okay.
Yeah, made everybody want to be vampire, you know?
Yeah, and then now I look like me and live like I do.
Yeah, there you go.
That movie.
Of course.
Now we make music like this.
Yeah, I mean, people coming back to Horror Shock, they already had like a taste of it because the single has been released, it's Legend, so it's already out. How is it going so far? But people asking like, they understood kind of the vibe that is going to be in the EP, like the horror-ish, or they are still wondering how it's going to be about?
I think people are still wondering. Legend was kind of like a risky track for us to put out first. We did all our own vocals on Legend.
Okay.
And we themed that song around the movie Legend with Tom Cruise and Tim Curry
as the devil.
Because we really like. If you've never seen that movie, Tim Curry does like one of the craziest representations of the devil ever. Like so good. Old cosmetic makeup and stuff, no CG.
The best one, yeah.
Yeah, and he has like this famous monologue where he's talking about the darkness is going to take over everything and he's going to shut out the light. And we really like that monologue where he's in the throne chair talking.
Yeah.
And so we're like, let's redo this, but focus it around like the underground's coming back and you need acid synths to take over and like bring everything out. And so we just redid all the vocals themed around that.
Yeah,
but we're not as good as Tim Curry, but
yeah, Tim Curry's Tim Curry.
But we did try. We did try. So
yeah, we did our best Tim Curry and Goblin.
If he was in an underground rave.
Yeah, but yeah, but the whole the EP that's another movie, like it's very movie focused.
Yeah, I guess that's a good thing. It's like a very horror movie themed vibe,
Yeah, and then even like the architect, that's
because you have as well featuring.
Yeah.
Creation.
Our friend Creation, he's a really good friend of ours.
Yeah.
And that one's more leaning towards a hard style focus.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it started it was gonna maybe at first be like a Creation Darksiderz collab thing for our set at EDC. Okay. The more we started diving into it, it was like, nah, this is like a second circle.
And we started getting the acid sounds in and started having more of that kind of second circle feel. And we're like, let's just do it like that and put it on the EP.
Yeah. I mean, and of course, in this EP, there's, of course, I'm going to ask it again because it's going to be out, the interview, some minutes before, some minutes after, so we can speak about the song.
Yeah.
Because, of course, if I think about, for example, black art, okay, and I think about visual, okay, so I can imagine just a pulsing black heart in some way, someone ripping off. But in your own point of view, how would you describe, like, for example, as a visual, of course?
I think, I don't know, it's just like a representation of like darkness.
Yeah.
I don't know. My heart is black. You know what I mean? My soul's dark. It's like a creepy kind of, we don't look back.
We don't look back. It's
like embracing, I don't know, kind of like embracing the dark vampiric vibe already, kind of, if you wanted to. Like,
for me, it was like when I think about it, it's like a very shadow work thing. Like it's about embracing your your darkness and like
your demons,
like you are it's like a part of everybody, it's like it's us. So it's like when you embrace it, what you are, and you don't look back, like, it's kind of like a not so negative like spin on it, it's more about like embracing that so you can be at least that's the way I look at it.
And that's
world building.
You even mentioned shadow working. I think this is even for people who listen folk music, because there's shadow working in all of genre of music, but not many people knows what is a shadow work, but because it's of course personal, that the process behind it. But I think that with this release, even if it's, like maybe it will be played around, like more like, I don't know, Halloween types, Wayne, whatsoever. But people could use it as a like kind of, don't want to say healing tool, but facing your own, what the fuck is going on inside me? My demon, trauma, bonding. What the fuck? Just accept it.
Yeah.
You can't go away. They're there. They're gonna stay. You have to accept it and then put it aside. No, let it go. Put it aside.
Yeah. You just have to accept, acceptance is the thing. And like, that was like my whole idea around like the whole second circle thing. Like when I started thinking about some of the stuff that we wanted to do, because I don't know, the whole aspect of the esoteric thing, that's why I like to call it like erotic occult, techno, is because it has like that erotic, but the occult is a big part of like the ideology of like the theme, the sigil work and stuff inside of, because we like in the beginning of like all this stuff, when we were writing down logos, we were like creating sigils. Like we had like one crazy night where we're like, all right, this is what the name is. And then he started just going hard on writing drawing the logo. And then we started creating sigils. Then our Fadewood, he's our tour manager, but also like a big part of the visual aspect of Audio Erotica and just all of our projects in general. He was there, and then he just went on and into Photoshop. We built that first record cover,
the famous triangle.
Yeah, of course.
We did all of that in like one night.
In the first day, like when we built the logo and stuff and everything.
And then and everything.
Like we knew that we wanted that to probably be the album cover, but it just sat for a while until we really revised it. But that was like a thing forever.
Spontaneous, Of course, listen to speak about like esotericism, occultism. All came, even talking about shadows work, it has a little bit of spirituality in it. So we can say that while the second circle, there's a level of spirituality.
I just feel like music is spiritual. Like it's like it's such a great connector of people across like language. It does, it's a different, it's a language itself. Like feeling and hearing is something that's universal. So I like,
it's that one language that everybody can speak, Like you don't have to be able to speak the language to understand the music.
Yeah, an
you
acid
can feel
scent
it.
sounds like an acid
Even if you
scent.
don't know what the lyrics are saying, you can still feel what the music is telling you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, and everyone that is listening, even, I don't know, that metal, I mean, I think probably the people who listen that metal are easier to come to listen to Second Circle because of all the stuff that come on, or black metal. But to people that listen glam, let's say, or rock, that is more happier, there's always something that connect, which is the language. Because you do a lot of amazing work as a visual. You already had something in your mind about the next visuals for the other songs?
We do actually.
We already
we messed around with them at our show back in December when we played at the Bullseye Festival. And our video guy had a lot of really cool ideas, and so we are definitely going to use some of those. We have like some mummies that are like slow moving and kind of weird lit. Yeah, dude. We have a bunch. I don't want to spoil it.
Of course. People have to come.
But we do have a lot of really cool visuals already set up in mind.
There's a visual aspect for just about every part of that was coming. And
I
feel like that's been something that we've done with Second Circle, like out the gate, is that
much more than our solos.
The visual aspect is as we're building the musical aspect, the visual aspect is like really adjacent. It's like very like right there with each other, being conceptualized at the same time.
Yeah, we're constantly considering both. And like usually our solo acts, we're mainly music focused. And the visual stuff is really good, and it's an after effect kind of in our brains. We don't think about it while we're working on the song so much.
Yeah.
But with Second Circle, everything we make, we think about the visuals and like the imagery, everything. So I think that's definitely a big difference.
It's a lot more like esoteric. There's a lot more layers put into the whole thing. But there's also freedom with it for us, I think, that like, so it makes it fun. We're both big movie people, and we're both big music people, and we both are very similar in a lot of like the things that we really do enjoy. So when we get to do the Second Circle stuff, it happens like really fast for us.
Yeah, sometimes these tracks get done in like a day or two.
So there's gonna be like a third album, like in a week.
We joke about that stuff all the time. I don't know. I'm not sure what we'll do with the third album.
I'm happy about it. But before we run on, I just want to ask you about the live show, because of course we have a lot of people. I mean, I have a lot of people in the United States and Canada, whatsoever, spread more than in Europe, but we try to bring as well in Europe. So there's gonna chance. I mean, which are the actual plan of Second Circle performing live?
So we bring like the crazy visuals. He does a lot of mic work, and sometimes I do some scratching because I have a scratch DJ background. But we'll really try and bring like that kind of feeling of all the songs to the stage presence.
Yeah, the
some of these tracks we actually play a little bit faster than they were released. Things will be a little bit more upbeat sometimes. Like some of these, we have them at like 135, and maybe we'll play them at like 148 or something. Play them faster, depending. It's something we messed around with a lot before we played our shows, like how they sound fast, how they sound slower. And a lot of them actually end up sounding pretty good fast too. So sometimes we'll actually mix them a little bit faster and heavier depending on the show we're at. So
then the energy of the people. We really like with both of our other projects. I learned a lot from him, like DJing, like growing up, because he's been doing it before I did, and like, he big influence on me. So like everything like that. He had taught me coming up and stuff is, just very energy based, very like spiritual, really, is like kind of just feeling the people and never like assuming what's going to be what, and always like embracing the chaos of like, maybe this won't work or this works better, and then all tied in with the visual aspect of like the Second Circle show. Like the visual aspect is most definitely like a very like, I don't know, engulfing, like you kind of, it's easy to just get lost in what's happening, whether and then he's like spot on DJ, and then we're doing mic work, doing the right crowd work, and it's about being like, for me, is about pulling people in as much as we can to make them not think about whatever.
Honestly, if you came and didn't even hear the music, we want you to have an impact. You know what I mean? Something that's left with you. If you just walked by and saw the visuals, that would leave you like, dude,
don't worry, I have it with me, and I even think about some tattoos that I can't say. It's gonna be a surprise from across the pond. Over the pond. There's gonna be someone with because there's some song in here that I put on my leg, so this is gonna be a surprise.
Okay, thank you.
I already brought it. Yeah, of course. I mean,
awesome.
before I'm really thankful. I hope to one day to bring you here in Italy, at least in Europe.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, I love that.
I would love that too, because there is amazing festival here in Europe, Germany, whatsoever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
totally.
You don't deserve to be here. I mean, you're both big and great DJs and performer and musicians. So I don't know. Let's hope to do a next further interview, maybe other music projects, new EPs. We going so fast, it's gonna be a new album.
Oh yeah. Oh, trust me, like this has been like the gnarliest year for us both musically. Like it has been like the amount of stuff that we've worked on that's like being pushed out is like what with all the projects, with the Second Circle, CGK, Darksiderz, and then like even got the My Side Metal thing, and that's like a whole album that's done that we did too. You know, it's just a good year for music. So
and that's important.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish you really all the best, and can't wait just to put it on Spotify and just stop and say to the people, just buy it and go dance. You can dance even in a house like I do. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be in a club. Thank you so much for your music. Really.
Thank you for the interview. Thank you so much.
It was a pleasure. Bye, guys. Have a good rest of the day. Bye-bye.
It's good to see you, Ada. Bye.
All in.
All in.